Okay, breath support. This is the kind of stuff where I have to explain a little bit about the exercises rather than demonstrating them. Starting with down for the count. This is one where you might want to get the students to lie down on the floor and visualize projecting their voices up to the ceiling and just counting as far as they can go. You might want to structure it like 1, take a breath, 1, 2, take a breath, or it might just be how many numbers can you do until you run out of breath, that kind of thing. This is the sort of one I would do maybe if the students are a little bit crazy. You might want to get them to lie down to calm down. And particularly if you, this is a great one for drama, anything where you're making them think about how far their sound has to travel. Similarly, rhymes across the room. This one's standing though. You can do it either with a partner or against a wall, starting close together and moving further apart, just either saying a nursery rhyme or singing a nursery rhyme and making sure that it reaches the person effortlessly, hopefully. Something that's easy for them. You can do it with repertoire as well if you're working on particular songs or monologues or whatever. It's great practice for that kind of thing. Okay, send a feather across the room. This is probably one of my favourites because it's really gentle. I say to the students that they need to imagine that they're trying to get a feather to float all the way across the room, and if they're sitting close to a wall or it's a small room, you can say, I'm going to send it out into the other room, or goes, it's magic and it goes through the walls, or whatever you want to say. And you have to clarify, now remember, if you've got a feather, you have to give it enough breath that it's going to keep going, it's not going to fall down, but you can't give it so much breath that it blows it away, because of course you'll have some students that just go, they will. There's always one, at least. I like to do it on an F for feather. So, and I think about taking a nice, easy, deep breath and etc. And I would actually model it, I would do it with the students just to kind of set the tone for it and so they know what they're trying to do and to challenge them to take it a little bit longer because they might just do it for 3 seconds and then stop. Sprinkler! This is always a fun one. So like the sprinkler dance move, but you go like those old sprinklers that kind of wound up and then let it go. And sh or sh or s, whatever you want to do. Balloons, this is a great one for the younger kids. I like to ask them what colour their balloon is and you're holding it here and you're going to blow it up and it's going to get a bit bigger. I always get them to hold it about there, like don't hold it out here because you want them to actually kind of align with their lungs. It's not super important, but it does get them thinking about it, and with the older students I would sort of say, now this is actually doing what your lungs should be doing. So holding your imaginary balloon, and as you breathe in, it gets bigger. Let the air go out of it. Breathe in. And remind them to keep their shoulders nice and relaxed. I wouldn't talk too much about blowing up a balloon. I'd just say, like, I imagine that you've got a balloon, because if they blow up a balloon they might be trying to exhale and make it bigger, and that doesn't make any sense with what you're doing with your rib cage. So with the older students, after we've done that, I might get them to pop their hands on their lower rib cage and think about expanding and contracting gently and relaxed. Last man standing and walking snakes. These are walking around the room activities, and last man standing obviously make it a bit of a competition, so we're going to go shh and we're going to walk as long as we can, and when we run out of breath we have to stop. Usually I find there's a lot of cheaters who will just take extra breaths, but it doesn't matter. So shh, s, f, even v, and you can do it on ma, anything you want really. And just very, very similarly, the snakes, I just get them to go like this, and this is more obviously for younger years, getting them to around the room, and when you have to breathe, your snake stops, and then you go again. I wouldn't make that one a competition, so that one's just a bit more for fun. Laughing and panting, I would ask them to put their fingers here in the little soft part underneath their rib cage, and I like to model and make an echo, so I might go ha 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 ha, I'm doing it quietly so don't burst your ears on this video, but I would actually do it louder. That kind of thing, and get them to copy it back. And also panting is a really great one. Get it going really, really fast. Just engages all the muscles around here. Diaphragm, if you talk about diaphragms, obviously there's lots of technical things around that. You can just say the muscles here should be jumping. Okay, echoing consonants. This is something that you can get students to do, or you can do yourself, and you can do it in any pattern. So you might just go p, 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 t, 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 p, t, k, k, k. Obviously I'm leaving space for them to echo me. Getting as complicated as you want, and especially if you've got some students that like to get out there in the front, get them to do those sorts of things. So p, t, k, s, sh, ch, t. Did I say t already? That kind of stuff.